Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free English ebook before it's gone. Hi everybody, my name is Alicia. Welcome back to Top Words. In this lesson, we're going to talk about 10 contractions you should be using. I recommend these because if you don't use the contracted forms of these words, you might sound a little stiff. So to sound a little more natural, these are some good contractions for you to use. Let's go. Dunno. The first contraction is dunno, 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 dunno. So dunno is a very casual contraction. It's not really like an official contraction, I suppose. You can write it D-U-N-N-O, but it means don't know. I don't know sounds kind of stiff. I don't know, I do not know. But I don't know. It sounds much better. Native speakers usually say dunno instead of don't know or do not know. Dunno. In a sentence. I don't know, what do you want to do? Wanna. The next expression is wanna, wanna. So I used wanna in the previous example sentence when I said, I don't know, what do you want to do? Wanna is the, again, casual contraction of want to. I want to do something. I don't want to do something. Want to becomes wanna in the kind of contracted form in speaking. Keep in mind that although we can use wanna in like casual text, it's typically better to use want to in more formal text. In a sentence, what do you want to do this weekend? Gotta. The next one is gotta, gotta. So gotta is got to, which means have to. So I've got to do something and I have to do something. But actually, we have this expression, I gotta or he's gotta, that we use instead of I've got to or I have to. So gotta expresses needs, like I gotta go, I gotta go. So in another sentence, I gotta go to work tomorrow. I've. The next contraction is I've. I've is the contracted form of I have. And of course, this V sound can be attached to others as well. So like I've, she's and he's takes an S sound, they've, we've as well. So it's this V sound in the contracted form, which refers to the have or has ending as in the present perfect tense. So I've. Make sure to use this I've form instead of I have in your speech to sound more natural. In a sentence, I've been so tired lately. He's, she's. The next one. Okay, so the next one is he's and she's, which is the same he has and she has. But we can also use this as he is and she is. So depending on the grammar of the sentence, he's and she's could mean he is or he has, and she is and she has. So this means you need to pay attention to the grammar overall of the sentence. For example, he is funny. That sentence can be he's funny. Or he's been on the phone all day. Is he has been on the phone all day. How do we know which is which? In the first sentence, he is funny, we see he is and then funny. An adjective follows that. That gives us a big hint that probably the verb is there, not has. In the other sentence, he's been on the phone all day, we see the past participle form of be, been. He has been. So we understand the S apostrophe S is actually has there, not is. So this is a great one to help you pay attention to the grammar of a sentence because he's and she's have the same contracted form, but different meanings depending on the situation. In another sentence, he's my best friend. I'd. The next one is one that many people ask about. I'd. I've talked about this in Ask Alicia as well too. I'd. Many people say they have trouble hearing I'd in a sentence like I like beer and I'd like a beer, for example. How do you hear that? So again, this is another situation where you need to pay attention to the grammar of the sentence. If you say, I like beer, it's referring to your preference. I like beer. However, if you are ordering at a restaurant, I'd like refers to I would like. The contracted form of I would is I'd. I would like a beer, please. So that's a request, an order. So I'd has a very different grammatical function than I. Therefore, you need to listen to the entire sentence to understand the difference between I and I'd and when to use them. So, I'd. And of course, with different subjects, we'd, he'd, she'd, they'd, and so on. You'd as well. It's that kind of soft d sound at the end there. So try to listen for that, and of course, try to use the contracted form too. In a sentence, I'd like to order, please. Would've, could've, should've. The next one is actually 3 words that are all very similar. They are would've, could've, and should've. The non-contracted forms are would have, could have, and should have. So we use these to talk about past events. So I would have gone to the party if I had had time, for example. Or I could have helped you if you called me. Or I shouldn't have. Oh, that's a nice one. The negative form. Shouldn't have. Shouldn't have is the negative form. I shouldn't have drank so much last night. So should have becomes should have. Should not have becomes shouldna. Shouldna. I've talked about this in Ask Alicia as well, too. But would have becomes would have. Therefore, would not have, wouldn't have. Same thing with could have, couldn't have as well. Should have, shouldn't have. So these are all kind of contracted forms that sound much more natural when you're speaking. So these are kind of past tense examples, but they have lots of different uses too. So wouldna, couldna, and shouldna are the most natural ways to say these words. Could not have, would not have, should not have. Yeah. Could not, would not, should not. All right, in a sentence. I should have worked harder yesterday. Then I could have finished earlier today. Lemme. Number 8, the next one is lemme. Lemme. Michael talked about this in an episode of English Topics many years ago. Lemme is an informal contraction for let me, meaning allow me. So let me followed by a verb. So let me buy you a drink, ho ho, or like, let me go to sleep, or let me hang out and play video games, whatever. So allow me to do something. Let me. We can use this with other subjects like, just let him work, or just let her sleep. So that same sort of le sound is preserved, let him or let her, but the middle sound is kind of cut a little bit, is sort of contracted somewhat. But let me becomes lemme. In a sentence, let me make you dinner. Gimme. The next expression is gimme. So similar to lemme, which uses me at the end, we have gimme, which means give me something. So give me a moment of your time could be give me a moment of your time. So the contraction there, it decreases the distance between those two words. The v sound disappears. Gimme from give me. In a sentence, give me a few hours, I'll get back to you. It's. The last contraction is it's. So similar to he's and she's, which we talked about before, it's with the apostrophe S here, I should note, can refer to it is or it has. Again, we need to pay attention to the grammar overall of the sentence. So like, it's a dog is it is a dog, or it's been a long day. That case is it has been a long day. So again, we need to look to the verb that follows the expression to determine is it a has or and is. So in my first example, it's a dog. We see a noun there. Dog is a noun. It's a dog. In the second example, it's been a long day. We see a verb there. So we know it should be has. That past participle is a great hint. So please pay attention to it's as well. Try to use it's instead of it is. It's my favorite song. All right, that's it. So those are 10 contractions that you should be using. I hope that you can use these and listen for these as well. If you have some other contractions that you think are useful or that you try to use a lot yourself, please let us know in the comment section below this video. If you liked the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check us out at EnglishClass101.com for some other good resources. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Top Words, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.